Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Lokman Behairi. So today I would like to talk about the MOG welding for MEM 160. So a bit of introduction about welding. Welding is actually a fabrication process whereby two or more parts are fused together by means of heat, pressure, or both, forming a joint as the part spool. Welding is usually used on metals and thermoplastics. So next we're gonna talk about the types of welding. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Lokman Behairi, and today I will like to talk about MOG welding for MEM 160. So first of all, we need to know actually what is welding. Welding is actually a material joining process in which two or more parts is combined at their contacting surface by a suitable application of heat and or pressure. So we have three types of welding, which is gas welding, arc welding, and spot welding. Okay, so why we have a lot of welding type and how we want to use this welding type. So actually, the selection of welding types depends on the workpiece material, the workpiece thickness, size and shape, the type of joint, and the strength required, and the change in product appearance caused by welding. And we must wonder why we need to do welding. Where is the application in our life? Actually, the application of welding is we have the application of welding around us, which is in our automobile bodies, in our furniture, in our machine frame, in our general repair work, in ship, in building, and a lot more. Even in our robots and our computer that we use every day. So let's talk about the type of welding. Let's start with gas welding. What is gas welding? Gas welding is actually a welding process that uses a fuel gas combined with oxygen to produce flame, which a source of heat that you use to melt the metals at the joint. Normally, we use acetylene, but hydrogen and methylacetylene is also used in gas welding. So, what is the application and the pros and the cons for gas welding? For the application, we always use gas welding when the structural sheet metal on a structural sheet metal fabrication, automotive bodies, and various repair work. So what is the pros? The pros is simple, portable, and cheap. The cons is low welding speed and not suitable for titanium or zirconium, which is reactive metal. So talking about the gas welding, we need to talk about the flames, because flames are the most important thing in gas welding. The correct type of flame is essential to the good welding result. The flame must be in proper size, shape, and condition in order to operate with maximum efficiency. We have three types of flame, which is neutral flame, oxidizing flame, and carburizing or reducing flame. Neutral flame is the ratio of oxygen and acetylene is 1 to 1. The term neutral because there is no chemical effect on the material welded. It's commonly used in mild steel, stainless steel, cast iron, copper, and aluminium. For the next type of flame, which is oxidizing flame, the ratio of oxygen and acetylene is in this flame, the oxygen has more ratio than acetylene. It will oxidize or burn some of the metal being welded. To have the flame set carburizing flame first, then convert it into neutral flame, then reduce the supply of acetylene. It burns with a harsh sound. The temperature for this flame is 6,300 degree Fahrenheit. It's commonly used in copper-based metal, zinc-based metal, and manganese steel and cast iron. For the next one is carburizing flame. In carburizing flame, before this, we have the ratio of oxygen is more than acetylene. But for carburizing flame, we have acetylene ratio more than oxygen. It can be recognized by a stellene feather, which exists between the inner core and outer envelope. It is commonly used in aluminium and nickel ion. But this type of flame cannot weld metal that absorb carbon such as iron and steel, because it will produce iron carbide, which is a brittle substance. So now, let's proceed to the next type of welding, which is arc welding. So let's take a step back and talk about the history of arc welding. It is developed in the mid 1800s, and the heat is produced by electrical energy. It is either consumable or non-consumable electrode. An arc is produced between the tip of the electrode and the workpiece to be welded by using AC or DC power supply. So this type of welding is a bit different from gas welding, because as you know, gas, we need to use oxygen and acetylene. But for arc welding, we only use electrical power, which come from a AC or DC power supply. And the power supply, which is an AC or DC, it provide electric current to perform an arc welding operation. For arc welding operation, we need a high current, which is more than 80 ampere. A welding power can be simple as a car battery and complicated as a modern machine with additional logic to assist in the welding process. Actually, by using this arc welding method, it can produce about 10,000 degree Fahrenheit, which is far more heat or temperature than we get from a gas weld. So there is a type there is different type of arc welding, which is sheet metal arc welding, gas metal arc welding, and gas tungsten arc welding. So next, we're gonna proceed to the next type of welding, which is a spot welding. Spot welding is actually used to join two sheets of metal by lap joint, from small nugget at the interface, which thickness until 3 millimeter. The application of this type of welding is a mass production of automobiles, appliances, and metal furniture. What is the principle of this type of welding? The principle is apply pressure to workpiece. Current is passed through the joint for a certain period of time to melt the joint. Electric current stop, but the pressure remain until solidification complete. So, from these points, we can know that this type of welding, which is spot welding, is a little bit similar to arc welding, because it doesn't use any type of gas. It still use electricity. But the pros of using this type of welding is it has a little skill required. It has high production. Heating area is far small, which is less energy to compare with gas welding and arc welding, and it's able to weld different thickness. The cons for this type of welding is it has complex equipment, which is very pricey and limited to lap joint only. Okay, so now let's proceed to the mock welding. So first of all, before we start our welding process, we need to prepare the safety equipment, which is we need to wear a proper attire to do the task, a helmet, and a glove. Okay, so we need a glove to protect our hand when we do the welding process. And for the helmet, they have a strap back here, so we can adjust the strap according to our head and our comfort. Okay, so now let's proceed to the apparatus needed for this mock welding. First of all, we need a toothbrush to clear the welding area and to clean the welding area. Next, we need 2 sheets of cardboard to replace the sheet metal. Then we need a marker pen. Okay, so first of all, before we start for the process, we need to wear all the safety equipment, which is the gloves and the helmet, which I'm gonna wear now. So we needed this helmet to protect our eyes from the light that is produced by the fire and in the welding process. So on this bottom here we have a knob. We can tie it according to our head and our comfort. So to start the process, we need to clean the cardboard or the sheet metal using a toothbrush. So we're gonna clean both sides of the sheet of the cardboard. Then rub off the dust on the cardboard. Next, we're gonna align the cardboard to how we want to weld it. Then we're gonna take another piece of cardboard and our marker pen. So we're going to ignite the marker pen using tapping method. Then we will ignite the marker pen using a sketching method. Okay, before we proceed to do the zigzag form, we need to do a spot welding method first to connect the cardboard. So now, after we have used the spot welding method, we going to check the alignment and the angle for the weld that we just do. So now we can proceed to do the welding process. So this welding process, we need to do a zigzag formation across the 2 sheet metal. So now, after we have done the spot welding method, we need to check the alignment and the angle of the welding before we gonna start our zigzag formation. So now after we check, we can proceed to do the zigzag formation. When we do the zigzag formation, we need to do it on both sides of the sheet metal on the cardboard to connect both of the sheet of the cardboard. We need to do it slowly. So next, we're gonna use this toothbrush again to clean the welding area to remove all the debris from the welding process just now. And now after we finish, we can keep all the equipment and tidy up our work. So now after we are finished, we can keep our equipment and clean our work.